Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for coming to discuss with you techniques and tips to help you stay organized during your job search. As a career coach, I help my clients to either move up, meaning they're in the organization and want to ascend to the next level, or to move on, meaning they look for employment outside of the organization. So, with the idea of helping you to move up or to move on, this information will apply regardless to which category you fall. One of the things that I encounter in working with clients is that they are often discouraged, and they're discouraged because in their assessments, their efforts are not netting them the results that they want. When we begin working together, one of the things that I'll do is to have them to say, okay, well, how many applications have you submitted? And they'll think about it. And when it turns out, they'll say, okay, well, two. Okay, all right. Well, in what time frame? And it might be, when we really look at it, two applications in 6 months. And then that discussion will help the client to see that he or she, they need to up their activity. So the techniques that I'm going to share with you, or the tools that I'm going to share with you, will help you to track your activity in an accurate way so that you can determine whether or not your activity is sufficient. And if it's sufficient and it's netting you the results that you want, great. And if it is not, what the power of these techniques will do is it'll help you to stave off feeling defeated, and help you from a numbers point of view look at your data and make some decisions and figure out where you need to increase. So this is powerful, and it can really make the difference, quite the difference for you. So beginning with the organization tools, one of the things, this relates to calendars. So I encourage my clients to have a few calendars. One is a wall calendar so that you can quickly look up from your home office, wherever you work, and see what applications are due when. And that will help you to monitor yourself from day to day in terms of what you need to be working on. In addition to the wall calendar, I'm a paper person, so I am a Franklin Covey nut, and I have a Franklin Covey that I use. And again, for those applications and deadlines, when I'm assisting my clients, I encourage them to use a paper system as well. I also, being a paper nut, love markers and colors. And so I encourage my clients, hey, look, for applications that are due, use a well. I also, being a paper nut, love markers and colors. And so I encourage my clients, hey, look, for applications that are due, use a certain color ink, pink, fuchsia, purple, turquoise, green, whatever that is, are wonderful. So we're in COVID. A lot of interviews are happening calendar. Another resource that you're going to need to keep yourself organized is a binder with 12 dividers, beginning with the month that you are starting. Lastly, you need a form. It could either be an Excel worksheet or a table. And this form, depending on how active you are, you may have to have more than one form for the month. But at a minimum, you want to have the form, and it's going to have 6 columns. So one column is going to have the word date, and date means the due date, either the date it was due or the date that you submitted it. The next column is a Y or N, yes or no. Did you, in fact, apply for the position? The third column can be the title in terms of what they were looking for. The fourth column can be salary. Fourth column can be salary. For federal positions, they tell you what the salary is. They eliminate the guesswork. For private sector, you may not necessarily know that. So for federal job seekers, this fourth column will definitely be easy for you to do. The fifth column, you want to go back to the naming convention. What document did you use to apply for the position? If you did a separate cover letter and a separate resume, then in that box, there would be the names of both of those documents. And then in the sixth column, you can leave that for comments. So these are some of the techniques and strategies and approaches that you can use to get yourself organized. This is not for the casual, occasional looker. This is for the person who is intentional and sincere and wanting to affect a change in his or her career. And by tracking the activity by way of the worksheets, by way of the notebook, by way of the calendar, What that'll help do is identify whether or not your level of activity is sufficient. If you're getting the number of bites that you want to get and you're interviewing and you're being called back, then you're good. If you're not getting bites, instead of falling into the slump of, oh gosh, I've been working so hard and no one's contacted me, by tracking, we can quickly identify how accurate that statement is. So, again, I'd love to hear from you. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm at Berry, BERRIW, at